Rajesh was born missing bones in both legs and his right arm only partially developed. Now, before the age of 1, his legs were amputated and he was put in a full body cast for 3 months. After recovery, he was, of course, fitted with prosthetics, and then he began the process of learning how to walk and taking one step at a time. Triple amputee Rajesh Durbal has gone on to climb some of the tallest peaks in Africa, and most recently, he competed in the Cape Town cycle tour. And all I have to say for that is, wow, wow, wow. Rajesh, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So good to have you here. So how was your cycle tour? I hear everyone says the windy conditions made it difficult, even though the distance was slightly shorter, 47 kilometers.
I love it. I love the cycle tour. The cycle tour and riding out here is just pristine conditions. How could you not like that?
Yeah. But let's talk about your journey. I mean, what are some of the challenges that you face as a triple amputee cyclist?
Just getting up and getting out of bed is the first challenge. Really, literally for me, just to get my legs and get all my equipment together and get it down to the car. It's a whole set of equipment that I need to bring, including my bike.
Yeah. And I mean, I've got to ask this question. I mean, obviously you've traveled a long journey to get to where you are. You've had these challenges since you were a child.
Yeah.
What is it that has gotten you over these challenges, gotten you over the pain, and gotten you taking on some of the most incredible challenges that I think that anybody out there can even imagine taking on?
Yeah, I think the first step is really identifying who you are and what your purpose is. You know, a lot of people have this distorted vision and view of who they are and what their purpose is. And I think once you get to the roots of who you are and what your purpose is, then you can start believing in yourself more.
Yeah.
And as you start believing in yourself more, you start taking on new challenges, you start having more confidence in yourself, you start developing the habits and the rituals you need to complement that in order to do like a cycle tour, or to climb a mountain, or just to ask a girl out or a guy out that you're afraid to do, you know?
Yeah.
So it's something big and small.
Yeah. I can only imagine just the immense challenge that you must have gone through as a child growing up. So when was that point in your life where you realized that I've really got to make something of myself and I've got to kind of let go of what people are saying and form my own person?
Yeah, that was when I was about 26 years old. I had done a lot of self-discovery and I had a lot of things in my life, but nothing that really added sense of value and satisfaction. It was, like we were talking about earlier, it was a sense of distraction that was in my life, and I had to figure out what I really wanted to do in my life. So I had to get really focused and figure out the vision of what I envision my life. What do I want to cultivate? What do I want to add? What kind of friends do I want? What kind of relationships do I want to have? And then once I really identified that, I was able to take those steps.
Yeah. And I mean, you've taken the proverbial bull by the horns. I mean, anyone who knows you knows that you put in the hours of training. We're talking, 6 days a week, 2.5 hours a day, and then on top of that, you're biking, you're swimming, you're training, you're doing all of this. How do you manage to stay motivated?
I do a lot of envisioning, a lot of visioning of where I'm at and what my victories are going to look like in the future. So I always focus on the end result. I don't ever focus on what's happening right here, right now, because we can defeat ourselves really quickly when we're trying to push past a training plateau, or we're just trying to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we're just exhausted from the 4 days that we put in training. You know, or at the end of the week when everyone's dragging, you know, how do you push past that little hump? So I always think about the ending part. I envision myself in the stadiums with people cheering me on, or the little kids that I meet, in these homes or disabled homes or orphanage homes that I visit. I envision their faces, and it keeps me motivated to not give up. Because if I give up, then all of that stuff that I've done prior would be nothing. You know, so I have to keep on going.
Yeah, and that envisioning must have played a big part when you decided that you're going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I mean, this is something that a lot of people out there can't even think of attempting, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that challenge and how you got over those obstacles, and what was the feeling like when you actually got to the top? And I mean, you're seeing, I think, Africa from the top, the highest peak.
Yeah, the preparation that went into there was about 5 months, and I was doing a lot of cycling in Florida, a lot of hill climbing. Out here is perfect. Helps you build up your legs and your strength.
Yeah.
And then I did a lot of pool workouts where you breathe every 7-9 strokes, so you can have the oxygen deprivation, so your lungs can build up.
Yes.
And then I also envisioned climbing the mountain. I also envisioned being at the top at the summit for 6 months straight. So I knew I already got to the summit at least 1,000 times before actually getting there.
Wow.
So to me, it was already reality, and then therefore my body and my mind performed like it was reality. So preparation-wise and mentally preparing is super important. And so the training and all that stuff that went into it was all specifically geared towards Kilimanjaro.
Yeah. And when you got to the top, what was that like?
The top was just pristine. I mean, you could see all the way to Kenya, you could see all the way to South Africa. I mean, you could see everything. It was just crystal clear at 19,000 plus feet. You're on top of the world, literally. The air was super thin. You can only take 2 or 3 steps and then stop to take a couple breaths.
Wow.
And you keep on going. So it's very slowly, but it's just pristine. We were up there for about 20 minutes.